Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Le Cheap Pop Podcast, brought to you by First GenXers Presents Broadcast Network. I am your host, Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double, and I am here with my co-host, the one and only Mr. Dave Runesquire. What's up, brother?
How you doing out there, folks?
Doing good. Yeah. And we will be joined hopefully later by the one and only Saint. He is doing some Easterly things. So let me open the show by saying Happy Easter to everybody out there watching. If you celebrate, and I hope you are enjoying your day.
Like I said when I signed off last night, it's a real harsh world out there. Just love and be kind to each other.
That's all we ask.
Yeah.
All right, and real quick, I'll throw it up real quick. You can find us on Facebook at the Cheap Pop Podcast 25, and also you can find us on the First GenXers Facebook page as well. All right, so we all know what the first segment of the show is, and that is Hot Topics, and there is no hotter topic right now than the one and only Daredevil Born Again, the series that is lighting the internet on fire. We're gonna kind of kick back to last week's discussion. Dave hadn't seen, but now he has. Episode 1. Yes, he is. The Northern, known as the Northern Star.
Yeah.
The episode in which Daredevil takes down a boat tanker by the name of Northern Star, sinks it in the middle of the what is that river called? New York.
Yeah, Hudson.
Dang it, the Hudson. Yeah. And it sets off a crazy series of events. What were your thoughts on episode 1, boss?
Fantastic stuff. Loved all the evolving relationships in there. Cherry taking the hit to protect Matt. And like you said, Bullseye taking the hits to protect Matt, literally. But what I love the most is Matthew Lillard's character.
Yes.
And explaining to Kingpin what's what. I mean, when you're walking
how this works.
When you are working in, when you're walking in looking like, Joe Average, or even somebody who's off, straight off of the, living off the street, and you're walking into the to city mayor's office with that kind of swagger, telling the mayor's staff, no, I do belong here. and laying down the
Oh,
law. That was just
yes.
beautiful in there. So
Hey,
I'm very interested. I couldn't find any um, Marvel Marvel entry for that
reference.
character's name. So
Well, he may be a character that they created specifically for Born Again.
possibly, yeah,
To tell a specific story.
yeah,
I do like what you say. I call it the big fish
yeah,
theory or
yeah.
bigger fish theory,
There's always a bigger
and I've
fish.
seen right. It's kind of one of those scenes that, and it happens if you ever watched old school gangster movies, if you
Mhm.
ever watch old school, like tough guy movies. That was always a theme where there would always be this one person that
Yeah,
was like, oh my god, like there's a bigger fish out there than
yep.
what I am.
Um, and great action sequences as usual.
Yep.
So they're all back with all that. N- Not really loving the Matt and Karen romance
Okay.
simply because with the comics, it's just too toxic in the comics.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
when Karen has sold out Matt multiple times in the comics for various reasons. Some of them
Yeah.
even just being she just needed an 8 ball.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, and
Well, I don't know if that's the Karen they're presenting
no,
to.
they're not. But
Yeah.
it's they've just got way too much material for her to betray everything
Right.
and be ruin everything. Um, and also, I like the chemistry between um, Charlie Cox and Elodie Young much
Mhm.
better, who play Elektra in
Yeah.
Daredevil and the Defenders and all that. I like that chemistry much better in there, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on, why they're making the changes that they are making. Um, like killing off Foggy. I
Mm.
got no idea where they're going with that. It
Yeah.
you know it might be possible for I've got a way for Foggy to for them to have faked Foggy's death
Mhm.
with a bullet and specific toxins slow down his heartbeat, kind of put him into suspended animation. Uh,
Mhm.
and I can see Vanessa turning on Fisk to protect her own interests.
Yeah.
Because
I
there's a
I
reason
think there's
they're
definitely
trying to get
some,
marriage
yeah.
counseling.
Yeah. No,
um,
no, I can get what you're saying, but I don't know. Like I can see also that I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
first time where I'm kind of. It's really hard to predict where they're going with a
Yeah.
majority of the storyline
And that's a
in
good
there.
thing
It
because
is a good thing. Yeah,
for some people it's boredom if they know where it's going.
right.
Um, let's
And
see.
we'll
All right.
we'll bring up
Uh,
one way that they could be going with the storyline later on in the podcast.
mhm. Let's see. Mr. Charles, his that was Matthew Lillard, the CIA operative named Mr. Charles, arrives in New York, backed by a call from Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Yep.
He forces Fisk to accept his oversight in the cleanup operations.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we also saw Mr. Swordsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swordsman, Duchan. Yeah. Which
Uh,
I would like to see Haley Stanfield back as Kate Bishop. I know that
I
she's
think we
in.
might.
Yeah, I know she's in ultra high demand, especially after Sinners. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
But
So,
um, I would like to see her back as Kate Bishop, especially because she's a core member of the new Avengers, of
right.
the Young
Yeah.
Avengers.
And I believe we'll see her. The plan is there. Like I always say, remember this: when you see a Marvel person show up in one movie and disappear, remember 99% of the time, Marvel does not sign anybody to one movie contracts.
Yeah.
They lock them up for 3 or 4 movies. So there's intention to bring her back if she showed up
Yeah.
as she did in Hawkeye. All right. Now I'm going to give a quick recap of 2 and 3. Again, sorry for the spoilers, but let's go over it real quick. Episode 2 was called "Shoot the Moon." Episode focuses on the immediate fallout of Premier Dockside battle, and Matt's struggle to maintain his no-kill rule while being hunted. Let's see. It had Vigilante versus Mayor. Following his unmasking in the premiere, Matt Murdock is officially a fugitive. Fisk publicly asked for the hero who saved him, Matt Murdock, to come forward. A strategic move to force Matt into the public eye and limit his movements. Benjamin Poindexter continues to haunt both sides. He saves Daredevil from the anti-vigilation. That's what you saw, the AVTF, and stalks Vanessa Fisk, leaving her increasingly paranoid.
Yeah.
Matt and Karen Page hide out in the basement with capture task force member, while Matt wants to gather evidence of Fisk's corruption at the Red Hook Fort. Karen leans towards more extreme Punisher-like tactics.
Yeah.
There's a whole big dynamic with them there. Fisk uses the media to paint himself as a benevolent leader, even planting diapers at the port to suggest humanitarian efforts while actually trafficking illegal cargo.
By the way, getting back to the media reports, I do love BB playing both sides.
Yeah.
Where she's the one getting the inside dope on stuff, but also she has the underground channel where she's sorry about that, but she has that underground channel also where she's acting like Anonymous. Where she's the Anonymous, the hacker collective, where she's spilling the tea.
Are you talking about the Mayor Fisk? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird who they do reveal in episode 2 who is doing the Mayor Fisk videos. But I forget if it's. I don't think it's BB. I think at the end of the day, it's not, because the woman that was doing it, I believe it's Vanessa. Like that's doing.
Makes things interesting.
But I don't remember for 100% sure. Yes.
Yeah.
You watch it. I think it's at the end of episode 2. They drop it. The Scales and the Sword, which was episode 3, features a major prison break and highlights how Fisk corrupted the entire legal system. Mockery of Justin Kristen McDuffie, Matt's partner, defends Jack Duquesne, the swordsman, in a rigged trial where the judges are clearly in Fisk's pocket. Despite Kristen's best efforts, Jack is found guilty of vigilantism based on a biased psychological report from Heather Glenn.
Heather Glenn.
Red Hook infiltration goes down, guided by Kristen's memory of the port's sounds and security card from a defecting AVTF agent, Alan Saunders. Daredevil infiltrates the Red Hook facility. Matt discovers, and now mind you, this is one of the sickest fight scenes that they have in the entire fucking thing. And I'm going to tell you this for this exact reason. There is a scene in which this dude gets hit with an arrow or something of some type. It's about that thick.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes straight through his shoulder. And it's one of the task force agents. And he goes, "What the fuck?" and proceeds to get shot in the head twice or something like that.
Wow.
It's one of the funniest scenes I've seen in a while. But like I said, it was a brutal prison break. He teams up with the Free Jack swordsman for a brutal one-take hallway fight to escape. They are added to Angela Del Toro, who debuts as the new White Tiger after finding her uncle Hector's amulet.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see White Tiger in action. I'm waiting to see Jessica Jones returning.
Yep. Yeah. And the last one is, although the prisoners are rescued, Fisk has the last laugh. He orders the shipwrecked Northern Star to be blown up, killing the remaining crew and destroying all physical evidence of his illegal shipments. He successfully frames the vigilantes for the explosion.
Yep.
Yeah. That it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I Daredevil is not going to have anywhere to hide. I think I'll be honest with you. I think friend of the show, Michelle Hemphill, is correct that where we're headed is to the Devil in Cell Block C or Cell Block D or whatever, uh,
Mm-hmm.
where Matt Murdock ends up going to jail. I think he's going to be forced into a position where he has to give himself up, or like more people are going to die, and he's going to do it and end up going to jail. I don't necessarily know about the thought process of the scene from Spider-Man
Right.
Brand New Day is him breaking Daredevil out of prison,
Yeah.
but it would make sense.
Yeah. So,
So,
okay.
all right. So that's the basic recap. Frank Castle is confirmed to be missing, with his absence set to be explained in the upcoming special Punisher One Last Kill, which will be
One
the
last kill.
week
That's
after
what.
the
Yeah.
yeah. White Tiger has joined the fight, providing the resistance with much needed muscle. The episode ends with Matt and Karen in a getaway car realizing that despite their successful rescue, Fisk has controlled the narrative and effectively won the public's perception of the event.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something where this season is getting so damn good, but knowing that they're already shooting season 3 means that whatever we get at the end of season 2 is not it,
Yeah.
and
It's
that's the part I like.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm still predicting that um, season 2 is going to end with the downfall of Fisk,
Mhm.
with everything exposed, and um, Fisk gets kicked out of office.
Okay, we could
I,
see
I think
we
that's going
could
to be.
see that.
I think that's going to transfer over into Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's also going to lead into all the other Netflix shows returning to Disney and being folded into the MCU in general instead of just having a tangential relationship.
I can't wait to see it. Like I said, it does baffle me. See, this is another one of those things where Marvel is like, it's not necessarily Marvel thinks I'm dumb, but it's like, okay, Marvel. I always said this: Tony Stark builds the Avengers Tower in the middle of Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he uses the Avengers Tower to find other heroes in other places. Yet you didn't see 4 heroes literally on your fucking doorstep. Okay,
Okay, well,
like,
it's it, it,
and
it it's comic book logic. Okay,
yeah,
I mean, how can you have a violent gun-toting vigilante spraying automatic gunfire into neighborhoods? Yes, controlled chaos and
yeah.
controlled killing, but still putting the general public at risk like that in a the same you know area, same metropolitan area as Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, all of these
Mm-hmm.
heroes that this really isn't kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
Punisher would not survive in
Well,
such an
it's not just
environment
that.
without plot armor.
And it was that was the stage. But I say this one reminds me of it because of this. Spider-Man patrols Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Hell's Kitchen is like
Spider-Man is
right next to
Queens.
Brooklyn.
Spider-Man is Queens. Miles
Oh,
Morales is
Queen.
Brooklyn.
Okay, well, still you got Miles Morales and you got Spider-Man out there, and nobody was like, hey, this Kingpin or this Mayor Fix dude doesn't seem cool.
Yeah,
Maybe I should swing
that's
by and say something. Like,
but it gets back to the dick measuring contest that Perlmutter tried to force upon Kevin Feige, and Kevin's all like, "Whatever, dude," and that's why Netflix was always tangential to the MCU. It was and yet wasn't. in there.
So you got to tell me what's been going on in the MCU's version of Brooklyn, like, because again, you got 4 street level heroes at the time in which Avengers pops off. Well, actually, those shows hadn't come out yet, so you didn't really. But I'm like, but in real life, like, you have those 4. Why not utilize them during the attack on New York?
Yeah,
like
and
Luke Cage could have helped fight some damn things.
Right,
and yeah,
exactly. And it's one of the reasons why you got the Eternals controversy, which didn't really explain everything.
It explained nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. But it was a great movie. That's the whole thing about it. I've told you guys this before, and this will be the last that we talk about it before we move on to Pop Culture Corner. But I have 2 different realms that I look at things at, and it's just one. Trying to remember where I was going with that, with what my 2 realms are. I'll remember later. We'll go to Pop Culture Corner.
You got to apply pro wrestling fan logic here. Do any of the storylines make perfect sense? Absolutely not.
Yes.
What matters is, are they entertaining?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So thank you for jogging my memory. Like, I remember where I was going with that. Basically, what I was going to say was, I always look at movie through 2 different scopes. It's one, as an individual movie. As a movie, as a standalone individual movie, not tied to anything else. Is it a good movie? Objectively.
Yep.
Then I look at it as a part of a whole.
Right. If it is a part of a whole.
Right. If it is supposed to be a part of a whole, I look at it as the part of the whole. And then I make a decision on how I rate it accordingly. Hence why I have my review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice as an individual movie. Great movie. Tells an awesome story. As a movie that's supposed to be connected to a larger universe, it blows that assignment. Straight F's across the board. Right. And so yeah. That's how I look at Eternals too. It's like as connecting to the grander scheme of, they're trying to tie it together. They did with Captain America. They tried to tie it all together, but as in the grander scheme of the MCU, did the Eternals make sense? No, it was neither did fucking, not the Eternals. What was the one that they did the 8-part mini, the mutants, basically the beginning of the mutants, supposedly God. What was the name of that show? It was an 8-part. No, it was an 8-part miniseries. It was about a group with the dude, but with the guy who could talk and blow people's head up.
Yeah, The Gifted.
No, not The Gifted. I love The Gifted. Like that. This is not the one on the Unhumans.
Inhumans. There we go.
The Inhumans.
Yeah.
Yes, the Inhumans. Like those. Like their story really didn't tie into the grander MCU at all.
Yeah.
But as an encompass story, I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad, but in regards to the MCU, it was not necessary.
Well,
all right, so
we're gonna talk more about stuff like this later on the podcast. Believe us.
Yeah. All right. So we'll jump to then our next segment, which is always. All right. So we are back. Yes. You're looking at
caught you sneaking back in.
Yep, caught me sneaking back in. All right. So on Sam. All right. So next up in Pop Culture Corner, we have more Daredevil talk as Mike Coulter and Finn Jones reunite with Defenders co-star Kirsten Ritter on Daredevil Born Again set for season 3.
Absolutely. I am down for more Luke Cage, the hero of Harlem.
I can tell you this. Whatever they're doing with the story, it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
And I like so far what they've done. I really genuinely wish they would do this with more of their Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Give them a guaranteed 2 or 3 seasons and let the writers write out an entire story.
Right. I'm not so excited about Finn Jones returning I mean, I'll wait and see, but
Yeah.
you know, they need to get the whole gang back together. Not just Jessica Jones, not just and Luke Cage and Danny Rand. Okay.
Mm.
They need to bring back Colleen Wing and Mercedes Misty Knight.
Didn't the guy who, or didn't the woman who played Colin Week, didn't she say she wasn't going, she wouldn't come back and reprise the role?
I didn't hear. I haven't heard anything about
Okay,
that.
so I may be wrong on that. I may be thinking about somebody else. That's
Yeah.
very possible.
But I mean, like I said, everyone says no until they get that dump truck full of money pulled up to them.
If Disney wants you,
Yep.
Disney's gonna have you.
Yep.
But well,
yeah,
I'm saying, yeah,
I would love to see, Simone Missick and Jessica Henwick back as Missy and Colleen doing a Daughters of the Dragon series.
we could see. We can see.
I mean,
I think we're gonna see. I'll say it like this. I think we're gonna see less Disney Plus shows and less movies in the coming years as they try to trim everything back to develop more of that anticipation and fervor that came
right.
before every new Marvel release during the build up to Infinity War and Endgame. And like I've said it before, I think their ultimate problem is going to be they are never going to be able to top that series, that block, that phase one success.
Yeah, I will
not
not
everybody's
agree.
Yeah.
Everybody
has this expectation up here now, and yeah,
it's hard to succeed like success, but
yep.
um,
And you can try to do things the same way you did them initially, but it's not always going to work. It worked the first time because it worked, and it's not necessarily going to work the second time.
It worked the first time because it was something that nobody had ever experienced before.
Right. And you basically gave us a comic book series in movie form, in live action movie form.
Absolutely.
And I think where they did get is they kind of went too comic booky in the fact that they started putting out these little side issues that weren't really super tied into the whatchamacallit to introduce these characters.
I think that there was a tight plan. Like I said, there was a tight plan, a huge juggling act, and various things upset the juggling act, and they didn't quite recover as well as they should have. But we'll see with the Defenders returning in there. Like I said before and earlier, I think that Daredevil season 2, Born Again season 2, is going to end with the downfall of Mayor Fisk.
We'll see.
Which is going to be important because in the comics, the person succeeding Mayor Fisk as mayor of New York City is Mayor Luke Cage.
Mr. Cage.
Mr. Cage, indeed. And a lot of people are thinking that this is going to lead into the gang war storyline as well, having Luke back since he was a central player in that. We will see what they toss out of this, but I'm definitely down for more Luke Cage, and I will even give Finn Jones a second chance, considering who the showrunner for Iron Fist was, and that he was really poorly written. It was just a bad everything. It's like, there's when the stars align and everything is perfect, and then there's when the stars just are scattered everywhere and nothing works, and that's Iron Fist was the latter.
All right.
But the other reason why I think we're going to get a Mayor Cage is that Mike Coulter, as we talked about, had conditions for returning to the role of Luke Cage now that his CBS show Evil is done. One of those conditions is that he wanted Luke to have be seen having a positive impact on Harlem, on New York, without just beating up street thugs.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So,
I'm
and
saying.
I mean, I applaud Mike Coulter for doing that and for requesting that because, let's get out of the trope that, the 70s trope of Power Man, where,
Yeah.
he's the tough talking, give me my money, honey, when he's going to face Doctor Doom over $20.
Mhm. Yeah.
Let's
I
get
feel you.
more
I feel
into the
you.
Christopher Priest, Ty Nehisi Coates era of Power Man, Luke Cage. Get back
As
to the
positive
social
in an
con.
image out there as possible.
Yeah,
Fair 100%. All right. So can't wait to see it. Season 3, probably sometime next year, since they're
yeah,
shooting it now.
yeah.
But this next one is another big one, as we've had the new Supergirl official trailer
Mm,
drop.
yep.
And take a little bit of a look at it here.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was already juiced to see this movie. Oh, there's Crypto.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh boy.
look at little puppy Crypto.
Yeah, little puppy.
I tell you, man, I tell you, it's going to be an interesting. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me, like that DC gave her, like in general, the DC gave Kara Zor-El basically Superman's story just with a small twist. Like she landed someplace else and was raised a little differently,
Yeah.
than Clark was. And that's the major difference in the two.
Yeah.
And they're kind of keeping to that.
Yeah. Um, which is, sort of it's a slight twist on the new continuity where Kara was born first and then sent off, and shenanigans happen, and she lands on Earth after Clark did. Um,
Mm.
but I will admit I love Hot Mess Kara. You
Okay.
know, it's struggling to keep everything all together because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Clark doesn't know anything about Krypton. You
She
know,
remembers Krypton
she
and
remembers
she remembers, yeah.
everyone that she knew, that she grew up with, that she loved. Everything is gone.
Yeah.
And so
And I
it makes sense that she'd have a couple of issues she needs to work out.
and that's something that's always baffled me. Like I know they've probably explained it a bunch of times in the comic books, but one of the things I didn't like and I've always baffled me. Technically, Kara is like 12 years older
Right.
than Kal-El.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, why do they have this big brother little sister dynamic? When
Um,
she's technically like 10 plus years older than him, or
I
5, 10
get what
years
you're
older.
saying. Most of the time, it's because the shenanigans that lead to Kara arriving on Earth after Clark, even though
Hmm.
they launched it basically the second time, involve her being in suspended animation. So
Okay.
she's stuck in that teenage
Gotcha.
mode and mindset, whereas Clark has more life experience. I mean,
Gotcha.
primarily on
Okay.
Earth, but still,
A little bit
he's
more.
more
Yeah.
mature that way.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And so,
All right.
and it does get to quite a bit of paternalistic, overprotective older brother syndrome.
Right. And it was one of the rare things that they kind of twisted on when it
Yeah.
came to Supergirl on the CW is
Mhm.
that on the CW they gave Kara more of a grown up interaction and relationship with
right,
Kal-El.
because
Seen
because most of the time in the comics, Kara is still mid to late teens, 16 to 18.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So
Back in the 80s, it was really different, where Kara was in her early 20s. You know, they allowed her to grow from the Silver Age into the 80s, and she was more grown up, more mature. She had gone to college. She had regular jobs and stuff like that. So she had more life experience. And that was a more co-equal relationship that they had.
And that would be the same exact thing that's going on with the car as well, and
yeah,
in the Supergirl CW, as opposed to what you call it. She's not a teenager. She's worked for Catco for a few years. She's went to college. She's done all these things. So all right. So next up is for the young fans of the brand known as Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
We've got another new trailer that has been released. Hello. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Let's go like this. Sorry. And we're going to take a look at this. This movie looks better and better the more and more I see of it.
Did you catch the original He-Man theme in the music overplay?
No, I did not.
Listen to it, because it's slow and melancholy. Dun, 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 dun.
Castle Grayskull.
Yep.
I had one of those.
And Cringer for Leo in the MGM logo. Yeah.
It was Cringer, huh?
Yep.
But I do love how they made Eternia basically like Wakanda.
Huh?
Like Eternia, not only were they just this magical place outside of Earth.
Yeah.
But they were also like super advanced as far as technology goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
My boy Idris.
Yeah.
I can do everything. I'm a DJ. I'm a bouncer. I'm a barista.
I'm on a boat. No. I know that was God, I can't remember his name now, but
I have the power.
Yep.
He-Man, dun, 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 He-Man. Oh yes.
I mean, like I said, I am not a fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan of a diehard fan of the Master of the Universe franchise, but yeah, I'm excited for this. I'll go see it. It looks good.
I'll say it like this.
Go ahead. No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say no. I'll say it like this. For me, it's kind of like when I saw the new Mortal Kombat. Like outside of the Cole character in the new Mortal Kombat, I thought it was a complete upgrade visually from the original Mortal Kombat. And the original Mortal Kombat was not a bad movie in my particular opinion. But I think it's the same thing with this. The Dolph Lundgren movie wasn't a bad movie per se. Like
it just had a lot of confusing choices.
Yeah, but like in general. But here's what's funny: if you take it in space of its contemporaries, meaning like the movies that came out around the same time, it was no more ridiculous than a lot of the movies of its style, sci-fi genre that came out around that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say it wasn't a bad movie by today's standards. Yeah. So, but this is that upgrade, the same way we got with Mortal Kombat. This was that upgrade. Everything else outside of the Cole character in the new Mortal Kombat was really an upgrade from the original.
My only quibble with what I've seen so far is, I mean, I'm not a big Jared Leto fan to begin with, but I'm getting a lot of Tom Hardy Bane, The Dark Knight Rises vibe, where
Oh, well, have we even heard him speak yet?
yeah, he has.
Okay.
That's you know, you may have the power, but do you know how to use it?
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just feels that same problem with the mask over in there. It just kind of jumbles and with the delivery in there,
Yeah.
and it's like
Well, like I said, we'll see. I have to see it in the full context of whatever scene it's in the movie,
yeah.
and then I can judge it. But I get what you're saying. Like there's no disagreement from me here.
Everyone
Uh,
looks fantastic in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so looking forward to that. That's this summer, I believe, sometime in June or
Hmm.
July. So
Yep.
so keep your eyes out for that, folks, if you're out there watching. All right,
Just
so
a
this
couple more
next one I'm
months.
going to let you take us through, and that is breaking news. The Animorphs TV series is in development at Disney Plus, and Ryan Coogler's Proximity Media to produce.
Okay. So, for those of you who are not aware, Animorphs was a series of young adult novels put out by Scholastic 2 years before Harry Potter hit.
Okay.
So it was part of the 90s young adult reading bonanza fad that was going on
Okay.
out there. Um, and it was very different
Yeah.
because you basically got these teenagers who gain the ability to turn into various animals. You know, they
Mhm.
each have an animal that they can turn into, and
A
they're
bunch of
fighting
Beast
off
Boys.
what? Yeah,
A
but
bunch of Beast Boys.
right,
Yeah.
but only one specific animal each person can turn into.
Okay.
Um, and they're fighting off this really insidious alien invasion
Mhm.
that it's basically alien parasites taking over people
Mhm.
and turning them into meat puppets.
Oh goodness.
Um, and they're trying to take over the world, and so you've got this child soldier syndrome with, oh, awesome, I can turn into a wolf and just
Maul
run around,
somebody. Yeah.
or I'm a hawk, I'm flying, this is awesome,
Mhm.
combined with, wow, we gotta kill these people. We got to
Yeah.
take these people down, and we need to find a way. And this is something we never even wanted to have. It was forced upon us, but we got to do
Yeah.
it.
So
So
we got to do it.
it
Yep.
goes to a lot of dark places. There was an adaptation in the early 2000s, but I
Mhm.
think it was sort of more of a mid-budget. Nickelodeon, I want to say, was behind
Okay.
it. But we're talking AAA Disney Plus with Ryan Coogler producing. I mean, that man can do absolutely no wrong aside from Wakanda Forever. But we won't get into that. That was a whole other mess of issues. But
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so yeah,
Well,
and the
is it
great
supposed to be
thing,
live action or animated?
live action, we believe.
Live action.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Anything
and
by Ryan Coogler, I'm kind of down to at least check out.
yeah, which means that we're going to
So.
see Michael B. Jordan in yet another IP.
Hey, if Kevin Smith can
I got
do it
no
and Adam
problem with that,
Sandler
man.
can do it, why not?
I mean,
I'll say.
dude
And
is
was
a
it Tyler Perry
tremendous
as well?
actor. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I'll say, all right.
he loves working with kids to encourage kids
Right.
of
And
all
watch me.
kinds.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure.
I think this is going to be really great. We're going to keep an eye on this,
Heck yeah.
and
We'll keep.
like I've been
Well,
saying, this is literally the antidote for everyone feeling betrayed by Harry Potter,
okay. So,
and all the controversy around J.K. Rowling and other stuff, which we'll go into more detail in the video game segment.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're looking for something it's a positive, heroic young adult story that rivals Harry Potter, Animorphs. I'm telling you, it's a fantastic series. If you have a loved one who is trans, the husband and wife duo that write under K. Applewhite, they absolutely are supportive of the trans community and love and accept everyone, whether your difference comes from being trans, from being LGBTQ plus, being neurodivergent, everything. They love and accept everyone. So you don't have the same baggage that you have that's coming out with Harry Potter.
Fair enough.
And that's all I'm going to say for now.
All right. So last subject, the pop culture corner here we have is, let's see, Amazon wants the Mass Effect TV show, the live action Mass Effect TV show that they're going to be doing. They want the writers to make it more accessible to non-gamers. And I would say this is kind of like one of those duh stories. And the reason why I say it's a duh story is because, yeah, if you're writing a TV show, you're going to write it differently. You're not really necessarily just going to target the people who played the Mass Effect video game. Your goal is to target a new audience of people that maybe never played the video games, but also have enough nods to and Easter eggs to the video game in there that it keeps the original fans happy. Shows like Twisted Metal and Halo did a really good job of that.
Okay. Right. But at the same time, okay, first of all, Fallout totally embraces the IP and has no problem gaining more, growing the fandom through that show. It's not dumbed down at all by any stretch of the imagination. Second, more importantly, Mass Effect is pretty damn accessible in its own right. Straight out of the box.
But here's the thing about it. It's accessible to.
How is it not accessible to non-gamers? You've got humans, humans and aliens, humans being the newcomers, humans being the we're going to do it ourselves, and why won't you let us expand, and go. That they are in just about every science fiction franchise.
Well, I'll say it like this. Again, shows like Twisted Metal, shows like Halo did a really good job of walking this line, of staying true to a lot of the core material, but making it something that anybody could watch and enjoy. And I think that they'll do a good job with this too. I think the statement of making it more accessible is just remembering that the people who used to play the video game are not your only audience. And you know what I'm saying? Because I know tons of people who've never heard of Mass Effect, so you're introducing them to Mass Effect. Maybe the game works with them, maybe it doesn't.
But then again, like I said, Halo and The Boys, and Invincible, and all these other shows. There's ways of presenting the material without dumbing it down.
Yeah,
because like I said, I think I even said it last week on this. What's really accessible for everyone? Oatmeal. Oatmeal is something that pretty much everyone can eat.
Yeah, just about.
But does that mean it's like the best thing ever? No. Yeah. So it gets back to the quote attributed to P.T. Barnum. You can please some of the people all the time, or you can please all the people some of the time.
Yeah.
But you can't please all the people all of the time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. And that's a fine line that every writer walks with any series, is that
because you run the risk of simplifying it to the point where you're alienating your core fan base.
Right.
And
but it's also,
that's the problem.
again,
These are the people that you have that are going to be tuning in. They're going to be doing the water cooler talk like we are. Week in, week out, episode in, episode out, and we're going to discuss stuff.
Yeah.
And
and here's the thing. I get what you're saying, and you're right. But I also look at it from this perspective that the purpose of any television show is to reach the largest audience possible. And I think that this is why I brought up those shows that I did. That did a very good job of staying true to the lore without getting too into it. It's something that the original Jurassic Park movie did really well as well. If you compare reading the book, the original Jurassic Park book, to the movie, the book is a lot more, for lack of a better word, sciencey.
Yes,
there's a lot more science talk.
Yeah.
It could, and they left a lot of that out when translating it into a movie, because that really, like, that's not something that everybody's gonna get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Physicists or scientists and people who deal with that type of stuff are gonna get it, but people who don't are gonna be lost.
Right.
And so they left a lot. I think the same thing will be done with this. I think the key points and the main points that drive the story from the Mass Effect game are going to be there in the show. But there's going to be certain parts that are going to be left out, because if they did put them in, it would be more of an Easter egg for the fandom than it would be something that actually moves the story along for somebody who's new to the story.
What do you think they should cut out of the Mass Effect, Mass Effect 1? What do you think they need to cut out to make it more accessible to people?
I think it's kind of like a Jurassic Park problem. I think you cut out a lot of the deep science stuff, like have a lot of your explanations take place in a couple of sentences instead of a couple of minutes of dialogue.
But Star Trek had original series had tons of technobabble.
Right, but I think we deal with a different time and different people of consumption. Again, the target audience isn't necessarily us. We're kind of on the back end of the target audience viewership. Like most places don't target people our age.
Yeah,
the younger generation just ingest this stuff a lot differently, and that's what TV is trying to keep up with, and these TV shows are trying to keep up with is the way these cats ingest things. And how they watch TV and ingest entertainment nowadays.
Yeah.
And so I think that you can go into the technobabble stuff, but I think that you have to have a story that reaches out and grabs them.
Right.
And that's like I said.
And that is 99.9% of Mass Effect is the story reaches out and grabs you and pulls you in. So
it also depends on how many episodes they have too, because they may only have so many episodes to tell their story.
Right. Like, I don't think. I mean, you've already got like the VIMA system in Mass Effect 1 that breaks down all the lore you need to know in very easy, digestible chunks, and you don't know the total details of the Krogan War, the Krogan Rebellion, the Rachni War, stuff like that. You experience the history of those two pivotal events as you play the game.
As you play,
yeah. So it all depends on how they. It all depends on how they bring it in. It's not like George Lucas's first draft of Star Wars, where instead of the light side and dark side of the Force, he's talking about the Boga and the Bendu and all these fancy terms, and have the execs at 20th Century Fox kind of scratching their heads. So they brought in a script doctor to fix the script for the original Star Wars, make it
Yeah.
more understandable. So, we'll see. But there's not a lot of um, exotic terminology being tossed around, and more importantly, I think that having it be a little bit. I'm not saying this in a gatekeeper way.
Yeah.
I'm saying this in as an opportunity for for people coming in cold to become curious about
Yeah.
what they mean by this. And so they talk and they ask questions and they go to people like us who are the old heads who know,
Right.
or at the very least, they'll ask Google AI to explain it to
Yeah.
them. Okay. And that's what I would like to see is keeping things intact, but sparking the curiosity of people, because
Yeah.
just being involved in Fallout on social media, I can tell you that there are a ton of fans that don't quite understand and ask, what does this mean? What's this? What's that? What's that?
Yeah.
And we are more than the thing about ADHD is that we are more than happy to explain to you in nauseating detail what is going on, what this is
Yeah.
about, what the larger implications are. You
Yeah.
know, you have
Uh,
to stop us to get a TLDR
I
summary.
know.
But um, we and that allows the fandom to grow by transmission of passion, and you can't get
Mhm.
that from an AI answer.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
Well, yeah. Of course. Yes.
you need to go and you need to feel the passion that other humans have for this, to catch the passion fever and to kind of, okay, yeah, I'm finding my place around in here.
Uh, I don't know if it's necessary. There's several shows that I watch that I didn't start out watching them because somebody was a huge fan and introduced me to them. I just started watching them and became a huge fan of them based on the quality of the show.
Right.
Um,
Well,
and so
everyone comes in differently.
yeah,
And so it's, we'll see how it works out. Um,
yeah,
the problem is that if they dumb it down too much, like I said, you're going to get
yeah.
your core fan, like you're going to get the Wheel of Time and Rings of Power
Well,
reaction,
I'm a,
which is then
before we
going to
go.
translate over in social media and spoil the
Yeah.
people who are curious, who don't know much, and are saying, if they don't like it, then why should I watch it? And
I agree that's definitely a way for them to go, but I also think that in today's day and age in which rage pays, so for lack of a better way of saying it,
yeah,
you're gonna find negative reactions about any show. Like some of it's gonna be objectively true, some of it's not. Like, but you're going to always get some kind of negative blowback.
yeah,
I
exactly.
think definitely writing the story in a way that allows kind of everybody to develop that, because like I said, was I ever a fan of the Halo first person shooter video game? No, not really. I'm not really into first person shooters.
Right.
Call of Duty, Battlefield, I don't really play that. And so, but does that mean that I didn't fall in love with Halo lore? No, I played games like Halo Wars and I knew the
Yeah,
lore and so on and so forth.
because
And I also grew to love through that. I grew to love the show
yeah,
and the shows that they did for it. So
and
I think there is a path.
it's because the deep lore was presented in manageable fragments
Yes.
and in ways that could be absorbed by people, but also, like I said, spurring their curiosity.
Yeah.
You know, we're one of the things that I miss about what I'm going to call Gen X television, you know, the 80s that we grew up on and 90s is I miss having the conversations with people and being able to explain or talk about, you know, Babylon 5.
Yeah.
You know, talking about the little show that could, spreading by word of mouth of science fiction fandom. You know, on all, you know, not just water cooler talk, early early social media, BBS on pre-internet or legacy pre-internet BBSs, forums. And it grew. It grew into something really special. Firefly, you know, same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that you get a longer lasting fan base in that way rather than just people who are kind of coming in and it's like, yeah, it's a good show. What's the next good show to watch?
Yeah. I find that if your quality of product is good, there is no what's the next show to watch.
Right.
Like I said, like shows like Suits got me hooked after just a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
And I've been with them and I watched them all the way through through season 9. So yeah. But all right, let me introduce our co-host real quick before we go to break.
Just in time.
What up?
Lunch.
What's up, Point Man? Yep. Showing
What's
up
going on, you guys?
just in time for lunch break.
Hey there, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shows up for work just right before the lunch break. So.
What's going
Sorry,
on, guys?
y'all. Not much. We'll let you get some thoughts in before we talk a little wrestling on that Daredevil. If you've seen episode 2,
listen,
we'll
okay, I did see. I did watch episode 2, and let me tell you, like, it's like it built up. It was building up all the way up until that action scene, man, and the fights was just like. It was just like some to that. But you find that out a little more about Bullseye, and I think his little quote unquote walk into redemption, you know what I'm saying, is kind of like in a sick kind of fashion, so to speak. And I didn't see episode 3, but I'm really looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right, so then on that note, we'll go to break. We'll be back in about 4 minutes with some more talk about wrestling. That's right.
Yeah.
Wrestling. Talk a little bit of Raw, talk a little bit of SmackDown, talk this road to WrestleMania a little bit to more to death.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all on the back end. What's up?
Before we get into wrestling, I really recommend that both of you gentlemen, if you haven't seen it, check out that John Cena bit that I posted on our Facebook chat.
Okay, I haven't seen that, and I do want to talk a little bit about WWE 2K26 and the shit that just happened with that game.
Yeah,
and
all right, we'll drop that.
Crazy work.
I'll bring that up during video games. We'll get a little chat about that going on.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
So that'll do it for us for right now. We'll be back after the break. Y'all stay with us. Peace.
Yeah.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beats. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats, won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the First GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox. Get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. and this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the First GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma
Adams family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday. Like, very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think
I did not like the receiving caution tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing, so fuck all of you. Because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
Ooh. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
What's
So
going on, man? What's going on? What's the good word?
not much. We're gonna get to this. Hold on real quick. And get to this wrestling talk.
Yes.
As soon as we jump through this hoop. All right. There you go. All right. Now we got Mr. Moonstrider back.
Just came
We
back.
got Saint over here acting goofy.
Hey.
And we are officially in SmackDown Alley, and you know what that means. That means we are officially on the road to WrestleMania.
That's right.
And we kick it off with a little Monday Night Raw review. For those of you who don't know what you're missing, to me, Monday Night Raw has actually been on fire the past couple of weeks. Some people haven't liked what they've done. I've been pretty impressed with what they've done over the past couple of weeks, especially with the Roman Reigns and
Punk storyline.
Yeah, and Punk's storyline. Let's see, but in the vein of that exact storyline, one of the biggest things that came up. Well, first of all, let's talk a little bit. There were several matches on Raw. You had the tag team title match. You had an Intercontinental Championship match. But a lot of Raw were segments setting up WrestleMania feuds and matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
All right. So the first one up is that unfortunately there are new World Tag Team Champions as the Usos drop the tag team titles to Logan Paul and Austin Theory with the help of IShowSpeed and LA Knight. So I don't know. I think
LA
you might
Knight
see a rematch. What's up?
LA Knight didn't exactly help the Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't. He did hurt.
He did.
No.
Yeah. But yeah. So LA Knight came out to call the match with Michael Cole and Corey Graves because he's got his issues with the Vision. And the match was not going good for the Vision as the Usos were taking turns, ducking, weaving, high flying, slamming, and the Vision just couldn't get anything going.
Yep.
So Logan Paul gets tossed out of the ring, conveniently right in front of his mother in the audience in the front row by the barricade. Who's
How convenient.
Yeah. Who's sitting next to IShowSpeed and Mrs. Paul. And I think I know we can all tell where Logan and Jake get their absolutely horrible attitudes from. Pulls out a pair of brass knuckles out of her handbag, handing them to IShowSpeed to give to Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yep.
Well, LA Knight was having none of that. Yeah. And so he tried to block the transfer. Logan Paul's like, oh, and goes back into the ring. IShowSpeed gets dragged over the barricade. And then LA Knight starts fronting towards Logan Paul, I think. Paul's backing away because he doesn't want this to end up in a DQ. And IShowSpeed puts the knucks on, then blindly swings and smacks LA Knight right in the face. And Knight goes
come
down.
Back up a little bit later.
Yeah.
Down goes Frazier.
Yeah.
Down goes Frazier. No.
And then did Jimmy and Jay get caught with the knucks or
no? Because they actually got pinned.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that chaos led to the pinning.
In the chaotic street fight, the Vision defeated the Usos, captured the title.
That's right. It was a street fight, so no DQ.
Yeah. The match featured a heavy interference from LA Knight and IShowSpeed, with the latter accidentally knocking out Knight with brass knuckles. So
now,
all I know is my Uso boys don't have the titles anymore. Stain, how you feeling about that?
You know how I feel as being from the Bay Area. You know, that's kind of like a definitive club
going on there, brother. There you go.
All right. It's a definitive
going on there.
No, it's kind of like a definitive, kind of like a blow to the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't see nobody else with those tag titles right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay.
Right now, yeah.
You know, New Day, no good. JB McDonough and, well, I guess, yeah, nah.
Not the Judgment Day.
No Judgment Day. No,
I want my War Raiders back holding the gold, but I understand. Kind of agree.
No, I can see the War Raiders getting it, but it's just something really, really special when you have the Usos carrying the
tag team that's ever
title.
existed.
Yeah. But now the fun thing was after the match, the promo that Heyman cut with the Vision, and IShowSpeed's all panicking because he's pissed off the Usos.
Oh, you're talking about the backstage segment?
Yeah, the backstage segment. Yeah, and he's like that. And Paul was like, calm down. Look, you got Logan and you got
you got
Austin.
The boys with you.
You got the boys with you. Okay, great job, guys. Go out, celebrate, go have steak. Steak dinner. Yeah. Go on out, have fun, and they got your back. Okay, You got nothing to worry about. You're fine. Fine.
I do love the fact that they have Paul Heyman basically in 3 different roles
Modes.
right now in storylines, basically.
Yeah.
Because he has his feud that he's having, actually technically 4, because he has his feud that he's having with Alan Pierce. Then he has his whole thing of guiding Logan Paul and Austin Theory in the absence of Bronson Reed. Then he has the whole Brock Lesnar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then he also has his whole thing with Seth Rollins going on. Like Paul Heyman is literally involved in 4 separate storylines leading up to WrestleMania. That doesn't tell you how important Paul Heyman is to the WWE.
So, but the vision and I Show Speed go heading off, and Paul Heyman's like, "You're fine. Go have fun. The Usos are going to kill that boy."
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But that's yeah. We also had an Intercontinental title match that took place. What was it? You'll say something, Saint?
Oh.
No. All right. You had the Intercontinental title match, and your Intercontinental champion Penta was able to successfully defend against Kofi Kingston, and then also announced that the IC title match for WrestleMania will be a 6-man ladder match for the IC title, and I expect nothing but amazing things out of that match when it comes down to it. But yeah,
because up there is my kingdom.
Oh yeah, Penta, my boy. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know. It's kind of like for me, like I said, I'm a fan house and a Dan house, and we'll get to that in the SmackDown segment of the show.
You're cursed.
Like, you are cursed. Don't get me every time. Anyway, what's funny is I never watched Danhausen when he was in AEW, like, so I didn't know what his gimmick was when he came to WWE. Now that I've seen it, I see why people like it. But yeah, Kofi Kingston showed that despite being in WWE damn near as long as Randy Orton, Kofi still got it, just like Randy and a lot of these older guys do. And he gave us a hell of a match. And this is one thing I love about Penta being the IC champion, is that he's a different style of wrestler than anything else in WWE.
Right.
So when you see somebody go up against him, unless it's somebody like Dragon Lee or Rey Mysterio or somebody like that, you're gonna get this style versus style type matchup that is just awesome. That is just awesome. And we got another one of those, because I always call Kofi Kingston's style in the ring like a capoeira style.
Yeah.
And so because of that, like, it was interesting watching that style go up against Penta in the lucha style head to head, and it made for an amazing match.
But with the AAA deal, we're going to see more lucha styles like Penta coming in.
Oh yeah. Like I said, and remember, this is what I say. WWE doesn't own TNA. That's just a 5-year working contract. WWE owns AAA. So from now on, we will always be seeing crossovers between AAA and WWE from now on.
Which I am down for. Yep, absolutely.
So another thing that came out is we are lucky enough, and I think we're going to get one every week leading up to WrestleMania now, but we have gotten yet another fighting and standoff between the Ruler and the Beast. As with this one, let's see. The two powerhouses had a massive face-to-face segment after Femi cleared an army of security guards, to which, for those of you who don't know, there was a tweet that was put out by Dijak, Donovan Dijak, the former wrestler for NXT and WWE, where he asked Femi to please stop killing his students, as I guess one of his students was the WWE security for the segment against with Femi and Brock Lesnar. And it was a picture of the guy being picked up and tossed about 10 feet by Femi.
So, so the setup was that Heyman was talking smack about Femi and saying that he's going to piss himself just like every other man who steps into the ring and locks eye to eye with Brock Lesnar. And then the drums hit, Oba strides out.
No. Actually, that was last week. This week, Rock took the mic from Heyman mid promo and looked up and said, Femi, get your ass out here right now. Because Brock came out ready to fight. He came out in the shorts and he came out looking like he was ready for a match.
Yeah.
He's like,
because
Lesnar
last
said
week
that-
Brock just wanted to have a one-to-one conversation.
Yeah,
with
that was
Femi.
Paul
He
Heyman's
wasn't
promo.
ready for a fight.
Yeah, he giving excuses about why Oba was able to get over on Brock. And Brock calls out Oba, and out comes Adam Pearce and says, you guys are not ruining this main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like this match at WrestleMania, like you guys need to leave the ring right now. Like this is done. And as soon as Adam Pearce says that, the lights go out. And of course, Oba's music hits, and out comes the ruler. And needless to say that there was no security that was going to stop him from getting to the ring and getting the Lesnar.
He's just pacing around. He's just pacing around the ring, man. Like
he made Brock Lesnar wait for him.
Eyeing his prey, man.
Yeah, and then what was the most to me, and what was the most hilarious scene? It was funny because he was the last person I expected to show up in the ring. Out comes Triple H to stand in between Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi.
Like, what the hell was he gonna do?
Who can't be taking bumps anymore?
Yeah, like, man, man, get the hell out the ring, man. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna pedigree him? Neither one of you, man. What? Excuse me.
What was funny to me was actually watching Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi face off. Like that was the funny part to me. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi are about the same size. Brock's chest is a little bit wider. He's a little bit more width, but they're about the same size. This is one of the first time that I've watched Brock Lesnar get in the ring with somebody who's about his size, not significantly bigger than him, like Omos or Big Show or somebody like that, or somebody that's significantly smaller than him, but somebody that's just about his size. And that's gonna make that's gonna make this match at WrestleMania well worth watching, no matter who goes over. I still think Femi's going over because I don't think you build him up the way you've been building him up just to have him lose to Lesnar at WrestleMania. I just don't think so.
Full props to Brock. He's been using his reputation and position to help a lot of the newer wrestlers get over.
Oh yeah. Well, and here's the thing about it with somebody like Oba Femi, they've already had him stomp on a lot of the smaller guys, Kit Wilson, The Miz, so on and so forth. You kind of have to. He's at a point where you have to have somebody that challenges him.
Exactly.
Like you have to have something. And Brock is the perfect spoil for that.
It's the Andre the Giant problem.
Right. Well, almost all the monsters in WWE have had to face off against Brock Lesnar. Like I said, almost did. Braun Strowman did. Like almost all of the monsters Brock has went through. That's why part of the reason why he has the name The Conqueror.
Yeah.
But all right, so final thing I want to touch on before, there's two things I want to touch on before we get to the main event brawl, and we will get to that. Is Stephanie McMahon made a surprise appearance to have an interaction with Cody Rhodes that was quite surprising. That even led to Stephanie slapping Cody in the middle of the ring. Gentlemen, what were your thoughts on this segment where basically it looked like Stephanie McMahon, out of care and concern for Cody Rhodes, was trying to get him to realize what he's about to face in Randy Orton at WrestleMania? What are your thoughts? You look like you got something on your mind, saying
listen. My thing is that with all of the tension building up, with all of the boos and stuff that we're starting to catch with Cody, I think at some point, and I feel it, I smell a heel turn. I listen. I called the Randy Orton shit. Okay. I know when some of these wrestlers bust a move and all of a sudden switch up, and I'm telling you, I smell something brewing going on, because there's no way she has never really like slapped anybody else other than like somebody that's actually opposing her.
Is Stone Cold Rocks.
Yeah.
No. I will say this.
But they were in opposition either too, though.
Yeah.
Well,
it was always the opposition.
I will say this, my brother. I'm not. Thanks for the resub. Be more humble. Appreciate you.
Thank you, be more.
Well, I'll say, but here's the thing about it. I think what you're going to see is what I call a SCHAHT, a Stone Cold heel turn. Cody's not going to go full heel, but Cody's going to open up the playbook more a little bit of what he's willing to do to win a match. Because Orton's going to push him to that level. So we may see Cody try some things that we normally don't see Cody do, and then have him do some things that he wouldn't normally do as the good guy, and against Orton to try to win, but still fall short. Because I still think the way that they're building this is Orton's time. Orton's run for sure.
Yeah,
go on.
I agree with Saint on Cody getting the booze, but if you notice when he turns to Stephanie and says, I know all about the horrible things Randy Orton has done, and all these innuendos, and then he ended with, and I remember that he did some of those horrible things to you.
Yeah, when
the crowd got behind it. The crowd got behind it, and they were feeling that. So I agree. Based on the last couple of Cody promos, post Drew McIntyre and even before Drew McIntyre, we're looking at a Cody Rhodes that's going to be more vicious.
Yeah,
in there, I agree.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't see a full. I don't see a full heel turn because at this moment Cody is their number one babyface. No, even though some of the crowd is starting not to like him, he's still their main. He's
still their number one. Yeah, I mean, like when Drew McIntyre did the bus bit in there, the very next week Cody's cutting a promo straight out of The Godfather Part 2. My tour bus, where my wife sleeps, where my children play.
And then here's another storyline that kind of baffled some people that we'll get into real quick before we move on to the main event of friggin' Gunther made his triumphant return of sorts in a segment in which Paul Heyman hilariously gets Seth Rollins arrested to open up the show. And midway through the show, he comes out into the ring to gloat. And Adam Pearce comes out and goes, well, I don't know if I'd gloat if I was you. Did you read my email? Because
that was the running bit throughout all of Raw up to that point, is Pearce trying to get Paul Heyman to read the damn email.
And he's like, so you didn't read my email? He told him, he said, well, one thing I got to let you know is that the Boston or the New York Police Department has decided to drop all charges against Seth Rollins. And Paul Heyman's like, he goes, and
I knew that.
If you read my email, you would know. Yeah, because he had challenged. He's like, there's nothing you're gonna tell me that I don't know. He's like, oh, so you know that all charges have been dropped against Seth Rollins, and basically Paul Heyman starts backing up into the ring. Then he goes, and evidently you didn't read my email, because if you did, you would have saw that Seth Rollins has been medically cleared. Yeah, he drops that bomb on him.
Yeah. At which point, Paul Heyman's almost pissing his pants in there. And then Seth pops up behind him to give him a chair shot.
Yeah.
Only to be spoiled by Gunther coming in, doing a run-in from the crowd.
Kind of makes you wonder what Gunther is doing.
Dark Lord and I were talking about this before.
Pontificated about it. Off there.
And I think this is option C for the Vision, where they need somebody to go up against Seth in WrestleMania. And at first it was going to be Braun Breaker. Then Braun got injured. And so, we're going to swivel to Bronson Reed. Ah, shit, Bronson's out.
Yeah.
I think that Vision needs a big guy to take on Seth.
I think what it boiled down to is that they weren't going to do Lesnar versus Seth Rollins because Lesnar versus Femi is a much bigger match. So they kind of teased Brock getting involved in the the Oracle versus the Architect storyline. But the reality of it was, I think they were just biding time to reveal Gunther as the guy Heyman has kind of talked to have his back since Braun because I like I talked about earlier. We talked about it back in January. The plan was always going to be Brock Lesnar, not Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That's why they had Braun turn on Seth. So now the plan is Gunther, but Gunther is not. I don't think that he's necessarily a part of the vision. I think that Gunther is just somebody that Heyman, Heyman's got the gift of gab.
Yeah,
he
Heyman's
talks
hired
guys
guy.
he talks guys into being Heyman guys. And I think he just talked Gunther into being a temporary Heyman guy because Gunther doesn't really have anything going on. Shout out to what's up, Big J Bo? Dropping in the comments.
J-Bo, what's good?
Nice to see you out there watching. We appreciate you tapping in. Thank you to everybody on YouTube or Twitch that tapped in. We appreciate you. Let's see, but yeah. So like I'm liking it. Like a lot of people. Again, I'm gonna make this statement real quick. And sorry guys, I'm gonna take a full thing to me. I mentioned this the other day about wrestling fans and why wrestling fans are getting on my nerves. And wrestling fans are just the worst. And I understand that I am a wrestling fan, so I do understand and see the irony in that. But wrestling fans are just the worst. Stop judging a story after the first part of the story. Like this whole Seth Rollins and Gunther thing. The story, like Gunther hasn't even gotten in the ring and cut a promo. Paul Heyman hasn't cut a promo on why Gunther did that, if he had anything to do with it. Let the story be told, then judge it afterwards. If you want to say it was objective shit after the storyline is done, fine. But my God, y'all sitting here, they have no direction. You don't even know which direction they're going. You don't. Sit back, watch, enjoy, learn. It's the biggest thing that I think is the difference between the current generation and what was Gen X is that we sat down and watched wrestling to be told a story. We didn't sit down and watch wrestling to judge it and try to decide and book the show ourselves. We watched it just to enjoy whatever story we were being told, no matter how nonsensical, because you think back to a lot of those storylines back then, and a lot of them were non-fucking sensical storylines. It didn't make sense, but every now and then you caught a good story. But there was no internet to go and bitch and complain and whine about it on. And that's another major difference. But anyway, that was my rant for my wrestling rant there for a second.
Yeah.
Let's get to that main event of Monday Night Raw, which wasn't really a match. It was just CM Punk beating the shit out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Before we do that, though, real quick note: we also did have a ladies' match with the Irresistible Forces against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No title belt change, but development as Kabuki Warriors come to sort of sneer at Io, and Asuka starts bossing Kairi around. Kairi's looking more and more like a beat puppy each passing Monday. And I think she's about at the turning point as Io's pleading to her. Asuka is just about slapping Io, Kairi around, and Io getting involved and blocking that and trying to get.
Remember, a build like that is going to happen at your pressure point is WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly.
This is all building up to what's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Because it is going to be a four-way?
Fatal four-way, yes. It's,
fatal four-way.
I believe it's the Kabuki Warriors, Lyra Valkyria, and Bailey, Lash Legend, and whatchamacallit, and the Bella Twins. No.
It's Kabuki
Charlotte
Warriors,
Flair and
Charlotte Flair, and she who will not be named, so we don't bring the fourth member of the crew in. But Miss Bliss, Charlotte, the Queen, and Miss Bliss, Lyra Valkyria, and Bailey, Kabuki Warriors, and Point Man's favorite female tag team group,
the Irresistible
Forces.
The name sucks, man. I hate that. I hate that. I'm telling you, that to me is one of the worst wrestling teams named ever.
I was actually laughing at their ring gear because they had that yellow plaid ring gear that it's like I don't know what.
What was her name? What was Dusty's sidekick name? Polka Dot.
Yeah, I remember.
Dusty
What was
Rhodes?
it like? Angela or something? I can't remember
Yeah,
that.
I forget her name.
But
yeah.
it's like, you know, they had that yellow plaid ring gear, like straight out of Clueless.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what fashion house does that stuff, but it's just like, oh man. So yeah, but on to
in
more
general,
things.
What's that?
On to more important
in general,
things.
for sure. Well, I'll say in general, the women's tag team division is heating up. We got another promo as well about AJ Lee and Becky, which I think is going to be one of those bring down the house matches at WrestleMania as well. Because I believe actually the match was just set up this week on Raw between Becky Lynch, and now we have Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for WrestleMania for the IC title.
Yeah.
So as AJ Lee says, so she can beat Becky out of her life and out of her title picture. I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Well, no, because isn't Maxine's who's the women's IC now? Did Becky
AJ Lee?
What?
Yeah, AJ Lee.
Oh,
AJ Lee, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
Who's slapping who around? Who has what? I don't know.
All right, so now on to the main event, which was just Roman Reigns coming out. No words were spoken. I love the build-up for this. Okay, so if you go back about 3-4 weeks, I'm going to set this up real quick. 3-4 weeks ago, you had CM Punk come out. CM Punk talk shit. Roman Reigns came out. They had their confrontation. No punches were thrown. The next week,
verbal
Roman
punch.
Reigns No, the next week Roman Reigns comes out, or next week Usos come out. They confront Punk. Punches are thrown, right, between the Usos and Punk.
All right.
Then,
well, remember that no physical punches were thrown, but CM Punk threw verbal punches about burying Roman next to his bed.
No. I'm talking about a specific build. Like,
but this is all part of the build.
Right. But I'm just saying what I'm talking about. That's not part of it right now. So you had Punk come out first. He talked to shit. Roman Reigns comes out. No punches are thrown. The next week, the Usos come out, confront Punk about what he said. The previous week, punches are thrown. The third week, Roman Reigns comes out first. Punk comes out and interrupts him. No punches are thrown except for CM Punk's punch that he throws when Roman calls him old. Right? So this is a specific buildup. Then you have the following week where they get into the ring. The Usos get in the ring first. Last week, things are antagonized. The Usos throw the first punches as Jay goes after CM Punk, but Roman ends it and obliterates CM Punk after it's over. Okay.
Yeah. With Punk laughing that I'm not the one that needs help. I'm not the one that needs help.
Right. But again, and then you have that happen that last week. And this is what I talk about the buildup. I love the fact that this week Roman comes out. As soon as Roman goes to say something, Punk's music hits. There are no words spoken. They immediately go after each other and punches are thrown. You had this buildup where you had this anticipation of this like just clash of titans between the two of them. And the buildup was so beautifully done to me over the weeks as I watched it. And I began to say, okay. And boom, now we have this. Now from every week from here on out, it's going to be on site with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Like that's the one thing I love. We're 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, and we're at the point where every week that they're in the building together, it's going to be on site and it's going to be a fucking ball. And that's what's going to get the crowd excited about this main event when WrestleMania comes around.
Adam Pearce coming out of security to preserve his main event for WrestleMania, and Roman and Punk fighting off security, and then Punk absolutely obliterates Roman in return. I mean, you can't.
The way old school builds used to go.
Yeah,
if people remember the Attitude Era. It's the way old school builds used to go. The main event of WrestleMania for the 6 weeks leading up to WrestleMania was always in the main event. It was the main event segment was always whoever was fighting for whatever championship at
Right.
WrestleMania, whether it was Rock and Austin or whatever. And you always had this build up where they didn't, where they were either both there or they just missed each other, and there was this build up of anticipation of them wanting to fight each other and them wanting to get in the ring together and wanting to go at each other. And then a couple of weeks before WrestleMania, you finally have them both in the ring. Normally, it was the contract side.
Yeah.
And you finally have them both in the ring at the same time, and then they just start going at each other. And the crowd finally gives you that pop, that release that they wanted of seeing the two of them. That's all this week was. And it was the champ getting his get back after being destroyed last week by Roman Reigns. This story that's being told is chef's kiss. I have to give credit where it's due. Saint, what are your thoughts on the main event segment with Reigns and CM Punk?
Beat down, couple of GTSs, good old fashioned American violence.
Couple
Not
of
too many
GTSs
words.
on the floor outside the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, you really don't have to say anything because all it was like
the violence spoke for itself.
Yeah.
Okay, we're waiting until next Monday, and I guarantee you, we'll be watching tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure. Hey, what's good? Sorry. Casal Flames, thanks for tapping in on the Twitch.
Thank
we
you.
Appreciate you. Shout out. I'll say, okay. So now we move on to Friday night, where the Smack Diggity Down took place. And it was a great SmackDown again this week. I don't know what people are talking about when they say that it's old, it's repetitive, or it's boring. You had a rematch for the U.S. title between Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes. That was won by Sami Zayn in true heel fashion. Now that heel turn, I believe, is coming. Charlotte Flair and Alexa.
I'm going to go video off and microphone off since I haven't seen SmackDown, so I'm not going to be able to contribute much.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry. All right, so you had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, a match won by Charlotte Flair and Bliss. The Miz and Kit Wilson faced off against the tag team champions Damian Priest and R-Truth, and it was a great match. It was
Kit will, he kind of reminds me a little bit of
in 2 weeks. WrestleMania is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. Kit Wilson kind of reminds me of one of those like the Pretty Deadly guys, Kit Wilson
is one of the Pretty Deadly guys.
But I mean, just like.
But I know he
cringe.
Kit Wilson is what's
cringe,
left of Pretty Deadly. The other guy is injured. I forget what the other guy's name is in Pretty Deadly, but he's injured. That's why Kit Wilson is running solo right now. But Kit Wilson and this other guy is Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, but he's just like I don't know. He's cannon fodder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I like that they're building him into a character that's either going to be liked or hated. And it all depends on how they spin things.
It's kind of like Chris Jericho in The List.
Yes, that turned out to be one of the greatest segments that Chris Jericho ever did. You're
on the list.
You just made the list. All right. And then we also had Rhea Ripley beating up on Michin and also getting a little help from her friend Io Sky. In fending off Jade Cargill and the girls with Michin and
B-Fab. Listen. Like B-Fab is starting to get a little momentum going on. You know, I mean, she's all right, but I'm sorry, man. Rhea Ripley is just continuing to handle business, delivering lots of pain and delivering lots of momentum and a couple of headbutts. And those headbutts are like, wow, like, bitch be gone. Boom, you're done.
Yeah. And I'm with you right there. Like, I think the B-Fab and Michin are starting to come into their own. I think they need more of a solo spotlight than what they have right now. I think that they are definitely starting to come into their own. But the show SmackDown kicked off with Randy Orton coming out and cutting a promo and calling out Cody Rhodes, to which Cody promptly came out, and they proceeded to start going at it. And as soon as we thought Cody had the upper hand and was about to do a good thing, in steps Pat McAfee. Now, there's been a lot of hatred and backlash to the results of this segment, which was that Pat McAfee eventually kicks Cody Rhodes in the nards. Well, Wolfman has nards reference. And let Randy Orton beat the snot out of Cody while he cuts the punch.
I just need to ask a question. Why?
Do you really want an answer?
No, not necessarily. But I'm just saying, just like, Pat McAfee, and then all of a sudden, like,
let's go.
You all of a sudden want to come back, and then like, you make a couple of weeks, you make an appearance just before WrestleMania, man. The fuck out of here.
And that's the thing with it. Is here's the thing with it. I'm not against it. I think Randy can cut a hell of a promo, but giving him a Jimmy the Hart style manager to cut promos for him is that would probably be Randy Orton. Yeah, and here's the thing about it. A lot of people don't understand what's going on with the whole Pat McAfee thing. That was a thought presented by Kazo Flames in the comment section, and I get it. But it's as I said in my rant that at the beginning of the thing. Let the story be told. We'll see where it goes from here. Right. Randy but again, I see him more as if people are old enough to remember when Jimmy the Mouth of the South Hart was the manager for Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan could cut a hell of a promo by himself, but it was something about Hogan just kind of being there and looking like the tough guy, and Jimmy cutting the promo for him that worked. And I think that it's going to be a similar thing with Pat. Pat's going to bring that energy, because notice how different his promo delivery is than Randy's was, and when Randy was doing his promo. Randy is a very slow, methodic, purposeful pace. Yeah. Pat McAfee was more energetic, high energy, like da 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 da, because they want the crowd to hate Randy Orton. And think back to the last 3 times of Randy Orton, when he attacked Matt Cardona and when he attacked Cody Rhodes. What was the crowd chanting? One more time, Randy. They still cheer every time that he says something about winning his 15th title.
Yeah.
Like, and just to answer your question, Big Jibo, that's who I think has the best legacy as far as like it did the best justice to their parents' legacy as far as like even Cody Rhodes. I think Randy Orton has done a bigger bump for Cowboy Bob.
Oh no, you think so?
Yeah. I think that again, there's a reason why JR used to say that Randy Orton is what you would get if you built the perfect wrestling superstar from the ground up. And I genuinely believe that. Like Randy Orton is everything you could want in a WWE superstar, and I think he's the one. 15-time world champion.
Yeah, 14-time I think.
14-time right now. I think he's still going to be 15 at WrestleMania. But needless to say, yes, Pat McAfee is now a part of the main event scene at WrestleMania, and yeah, it is what it is. Right? Let's see. We also had SmackDown. All right, that was a mystery event. We also had more main event chaos as Sami Zayn retained his U.S. title in the main event of this week's SmackDown, but he did it in a very salty way, so to speak. The ref was checking on Carmelo. Carmelo looked like he was hurt. And right as Carmelo said, yeah, I can go, and the ref backed up with him, Sammy was right there, boom, with the Helluva kick and pinned him. Despite the crowd booing him out the building. Like, I see the heel turn coming for Sammy because of the exact reason that you were talking about with Cody. The crowd has turned against him. They didn't want to see him face Trick Williams at WrestleMania for the U.S. title. They wanted to see Carmelo Hayes. And I still think we're getting a triple threat match. But what are your thoughts on the main event and how everything shook out?
Man, listen. Sammy. I don't know what to tell you, man, but I think you're about to be one of these crybabies. One of these. I gotta go ahead and do what I have to do, and kind of bitch up a bit. But I think, but you know what? But I guarantee you, when Sammy gets his heel turn, KO will not be far behind. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that when that comes around.
I hope so. I'll be here for it.
Yeah, we need that, because I mean, I like Sami Zayn, but I like Carmelo. I like Carmelo Hayes, and it's kind of like I'm starting to get a kick out of him, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I'm still kind of like the jury is still out in a sense. But yeah,
I don't think Sammy's keeping the belt either. I think the Lemon Pepper Steppers or potentially Carmelo Hayes to kick off their main roster feud might walk out, because, like I said, I still think it's going to be a triple threat match at Mania. Kazu Flame said Sammy's not walking out with the belt. Yeah, I believe that. I agree with that. All right. I'll say. What was next? The Unstoppable Forces had a match following a women's tag match between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. They came out to lay out everybody again and did so. And in true Unstoppable fashion, Nia Jax and Lash Legend proved why they are the irresistible forces.
I still hate that name, but you know what though? I listen. I love the fact that Lash Legend, because she's kind of got some weight on her too, and considering that she's a former WNBA player. So man, we'll just have
got
to.
It all.
We'll just have to see how this works, though, man.
She's got to get her promo work down a little bit, just a little bit. But other than that, she's good. All right, so last thing we will talk about is the tag team title match, the Supernatural Interference from the one and only Danhausen, as he had cursed both Kit Wilson and The Miz prior to this match. Miz said he doesn't believe in the curse. And then here, and what to me was just, I've been waiting for that moment to watch Danhausen and R-Truth interact, and we got a small taste of it for whatchamacallit. Because first of all, R-Truth calls Danhausen Oliver for some odd reason. But Danhausen comes running out to the ring in the middle of this tag match for the tag team championships, grabs the ring rope, stands up on the apron, and reaches his hand out to the Miz. Mind you, earlier in the segment, in a backstage segment, he had came out and told the Miz and Kit Wilson that he would come out and he would uncurse them in the middle of the match so that they could win the tag team titles. And they said no, because we don't believe in curses, and Danhausen disappeared. Well, he comes out, he's standing on the ring ropes, and he's trying to get to the Miz. Miz is like, "You don't belong here." Now the Miz is chewing out the ref like, "You don't belong. He doesn't belong here." While the Miz is occupied with the ref, R-Truth looks up and sees Danhausen standing there holding the rope with his hands out. R-Truth looks around, the crowd starts cheering, and R-Truth gives Danhausen the hot tag. Hot. Danhausen comes to the ring, starts running off the ropes, beating his chest. The Miz gets in his face, says, "You don't belong here," starts pushing him back, so on and so forth. Danhausen then looks at the Miz, stops him, and then he's only been a part of WWE for a couple months, and the crowd already got it. You are cursed. And the Miz pulls the ref in front of him so that the ref gets cursed, which comes out to kick the Miz in the ass. Yeah, Lash and Nia is pretty tight. I'll say, but he curses the ref. So the match goes on. The Miz actually hits the skull crushing finale on R-Truth, right? And the ref gets down to count to 3. 1, 2, and then the ref goes, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" And his arm can't work anymore.
You are cursed.
Yep. To which it distracts the Miz enough for R-Truth to be able to hit, I believe it was Kip Wilson with Ron Cena's AA, and R-Truth gets the pin for Damian Priest and him to retain the titles. It was a segment after whatchamacallit where Danhausen uncurses the ref, and the ref is like, "Oh, my arm, it's better." But yeah, like I said, I love Danhausen now. I am a Fanhausen, and yeah. He also told iShow Speed he should let him on his YouTube show, and iShow Speed said hell no. So Danhausen cursed iShow Speed. That's why iShow Speed punched LA Knight by accident and had LA Knight show up on his show. That's sweet. It's because he's been cursed by Danhausen. I love it. I love it. Give it to me. All right. So that was basically it for our SmackDown review. We're gonna bring back Rune Squire here so that we can get over to Tech Tinker's favorite part of the show, and that is all right.
You didn't see that.
Let's get to talking some video games. Dave, I'll read the headlines. You can set us up, brother. What do we got? We got
You betcha.
Too Many Nazis is the name of a new stream first-person shooter, and coincidentally, an accurate description of its Steam community forums.
What the hell?
Talk to us.
This is really a game called Too Many Fucking Nazis?
Yes.
I guess so.
And one Nazi is too many fucking Nazis.
Very true.
So it's another first-person shooter where you go around killing Nazis, as you should. And apparently it's now being launched on Steam. And the forums on Steam are filled with the usual suspects of, well, I guess anyone you disagree with is a Nazi, aren't they? And trying to like, no,
that's not the case.
That's not the case. No, you know, are you going around wearing Hugo Boss? No, you're not a Nazi. Then you're a crappy human being, but you're not a Nazi.
Okay.
So,
but yes, it's yeah, that's just insane to me. But we're at that point where I'm okay with a game. I'm perfectly okay with a game called that.
I have no problems. I have no problems with any games where you kill unending waves of Nazis. Gunning them down.
We grew up with games like that, a la Doom, etc.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but see, with Wolfenstein, you had, I don't know, because you had Indiana Jones type of Nazis.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you had the Wolfenstein Nazis. The Wolfenstein Nazis are a little tougher, but they kill better. So it's like you get to kill them better with all the anguish and stuff like that.
Yep.
Especially Castle Wolfenstein too.
Yeah.
Castle Wolfenstein too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, people who are complaining about everyone that is even slightly to the left of, I forget where I'm going with the comparison, but everyone that people disagree with, that progressives, that leftists, that everyone disagrees with. No, you are not Nazis. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, you're crappy human.
Nazis are Nazis, period. Either you're a Nazi or you're not, and we can kind of leave it there. But Nazis are Nazis.
It's like,
and you know whether or not you're a Nazi. And if you want to deny it, you can deny it.
It's like what? It's like how I don't. It's like I don't respond to everything with, well, not all white guys.
Yeah, very true.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna move forward to the next subject. I'll say Hogwarts Legacy. I have not played this game. My daughter wants to play the game. So I'm thinking about buying it. But the Goblet feels like a completely new game according to this article. So what are they saying here to us?
All right. So there is a new update to Hogwarts Legacy that fixes things that it's a unofficial overhaul. It's a mod, but quality of life features and new content to Hogwarts Legacy. However,
you said an unofficial?
Unofficial because it's a mod.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually the Goblin is not actually a DLC or a sub game.
It's a 4 gigabyte package. So let's talk about the problem of Harry Potter and Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy in particular. Is that aside from Miss Rawlings' views on transsexual individuals, they're horrific. When you delve deeper into the Wizarding world and even the books themselves, so first of all, Hogwarts Legacy, you find it kind of funny that in the Wizarding world, the bankers are goblins that are short, hairy, have big noses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hogwarts Legacy says, that's not enough of a dog whistle right there.
Yeah.
And you find out more about goblin culture in the Wizarding world because they literally take parts of Jewish history and Jewish culture and use those for goblin artifacts and goblin history.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get into you start looking at the Harry Potter books themselves a little bit more closely. And you see the low-key coded racism in there. Like, for example, the Irish student named Finnegan, who's consistently blowing himself up.
Well, I feel you. But we could do a whole episode on some stuff like that.
The black student named Shackelford.
Yeah. There's random. I feel you. But
So-
that kind of gets us off from okay. So the mod makes it feel like a whole new game. I guess.
Yeah,
because you said
it's just basically it's all more lore oriented and quality of life improvements and It's
There you
just
go.
more skins and stuff for your character. So
Hang on a second,
Well,
fellas.
that's pretty awesome. What's up?
No, I got to step out for just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll say, all right. And then next up is there's been a leak that states that GTA is 6 is going to have more advanced NPCs than any game in the series, with them being quoted as saying that they have hundreds of thousands of recorded lines just for the NPCs, not including for your individual characters of Jason Duvall and Lucia Caminos, who will be the main protagonist for this one.
So it looks like it's GTA 6 will be headed back to Vice City, but going beyond Vice City.
Yes, because there will be plenty of other locations that people can visit in there.
So
I don't know if I am.
So instead of just Miami, you're going to be able to go to Fort Lauderdale, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's a day, of course, for me, that's a day one. Like, I'm a big, I'm a big GTA, be a big GTA fan, but I really, for me, on this go round, I do like looking forward to the online play, but I really like the storylines. All of the stories of, you know, the GTA games have, you know, a lot of satire and pokes a lot of fun at the culture of, you know, of the things that, you know, of everyday life. So it's like, for me, oh, it's funny. It's definitely funny. And I'm just looking forward to looking at all of it and just running with it. So yeah.
Well, you figure with what, like, I use a prime example of the game Armored Core, the new Armored Core game, and how beautiful that game looks
Right.
on the PS5. I can only imagine how good GTA 6 is going to look.
Oh yeah.
And what is our main event of the evening? Our final segment. Resident Evil Requiem. First details on story. And evidently there is a mercenaries mode.
Yeah.
Well, when you go beyond the headline, beyond the opening picture down there and below the byline for Mr. Joshua Duckworth, you get the words, update. This article was published April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, well, I guess that happens.
Yep.
Oh, well.
So, yeah. But the article is fun, is kind of worth reading for as I scroll down to their finally, I asked my Capcom source, who is hunkered down behind some debris as we openly discuss plans for Resident Evil, about Chris Redfield and if he was getting any story content. He said, mission accomplished, and disappeared, ensuring Chris Redfield remains missing. Do what you will. Do with that what you will.
Chris Redfield is always missing in some form of capacity.
Yep.
And he's been missing across a couple of other games as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah. That's just crazy. Good April Fool's joke.
Definitely. Good April Fool's joke. Got me real good. Sorry about that. I had to get some phlegm out the throat.
Yeah, but they were talking about a detached mercenaries mode. So.
Yeah.
All right. So they got me. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, there was something I wanted to throw out. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, for those that are out there playing WWE 2K26, well, I will tell you that the entire first tier, the entire season has been unlocked. That means that you get all of the wrestlers of the AAA. You have Mr. Iguana. You have a couple of them. You have some of the old school wrestlers that are part of it. So you might want to go ahead and step into it because I went from level 5 overnight to level 23 or 24. So they unlocked everything. We got all the stuff up. I'm able to get some things going. And I'm looking forward to this next part of the season. Other than that, there's a game coming out this week. It's going to be on the PC. It's going to be semi-open world. It's got that GTA feel, but kind of like it's got that GTA push, but it's going to play more like Max Payne 3.
Yeah.
And it's called Samson, the Tennyson story. And trust and believe you me, if you look at some of the trailers for this game, it is gritty AF. And that's my contribution for the day.
There you go. I just want to say one thing. EA Sports, you need to reach out to myself and Mr. Suave of West Coast Bias, because we got to talk to y'all about how to fix a lot of things with college football and Madden. Like, we got some really good ideas for you. Some that would even save you money. Like I said, we got an idea about a 5-year development cycle for the Madden games instead of every year that I think could work, and it could still make you money. So give us a call. I know ain't nobody watching, but if somebody knows somebody over at EA, tell them give me a holler.
It's always somebody watching.
Yeah.
So all right.
And quick little note for me to wrap us out for fellow Gen Xers. We all love Robotech, don't we?
Yeah, I'm
I do, yeah.
So,
Robotech there, yeah.
The past week, the Robotech social media feed has been filled by announcements of a new Robotech video game coming and in development. And it turns out that it's just skins for a mobile slop World of Gunships game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
then again, we're used to disappointment after 40 plus years of nothing really happening.
As long as I can still play my Robotech game on my PS2,
yep,
we're good.
Did you hear real quick announcement? Did you hear about the I don't know if it was an April Fool's announcement or not, but the rumor that the new PlayStation is supposedly supposed to have full reverse capabilities dating back to the PlayStation 1. You're supposed to be able to play any of the games dating back to the PlayStation 1.
Interesting.
On the new PlayStation. I'm like, if they finally do that, because we're sorry guys, they teased, for those of you who are not old enough to remember it, they teased reverse compatibility with the PlayStation 2 when it came out.
No, they did. And they had, it was that was compatible, but then when the PlayStation 3 came up, there was only the first wave of PS3s that were backwards compatible to the PS2.
Yeah.
And those games or those systems mysteriously went into the air. Now, here it is 2 generations later, and now you're getting PS2 games on the PS5.
Yeah.
But we still have yet to see PS3 games, some of the PS3 games that were definitely a part of the ecosystem that never made it, such as Infamous, such as another Sly Cooper game, like the Sucker Punch, and even now going as far, people now talking about a possibility of an Uncharted game. So we don't know. I don't call I call cap in some of these things because I love the PlayStation, and it's a great system depending on what you play for, because I play a lot of fighters. So, it works for however you want to use it.
For sure. All right, so we'll close out there and move forward to our last segment of the show. Where can we find you next? Where these two gentlemen tell us where and I as well tell you where you can find us next. So we'll kick it off with the one and only. Last week Dave went first. You go first.
All right. Depending on how things go, I will be running a little more of NVT Fusion, possibly NVT Deuce, but we will be doing a couple more NVT Deuces this week, and I am going to be running some more retro games. I think I've been getting a kick out of it, but I'm probably going to be running some pool tonight.
Nice.
Or one of the interactive games, but I am going to be running something. So whenever the classroom stops spinning, that's where I get it.
Oh my goodness, I got my dog sitting over here with his belly up and his legs up. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Anyway, Dave, why don't you fill us in on where we can find you next room try?
I will be back on the night shift tonight and tomorrow night, midnight to Pacific time, to whenever I start falling asleep, doing the Horizon Forbidden West. And on Tuesday, the 7th, I'm going to have a special night shift for the brand spanking new DLC for Starfield. Going to be getting that back into the mix now. And there's going to be a few other changes because while I was offline for a little while and household had various health issues, I was not totally idle. I got some things set up. I'm trying to figure out how to get the video capture card for my working with the Switch so that I can stream Nintendo Switch games. Still doing that. So trying to see if I can get my computer back working or how I can work with the laptop. And we'll be getting some Nintendo Switch content in the near future, hopefully.
Yes.
Primarily Pokemon.
All right, so I got 2 updates for you. The first update, as always, you can find me in about an hour and a half right here on Le Classroom, featuring myself. This week it should be O'Malley and Mr. Swab, so we got a hot show coming in for you, and we got a lot to talk about when it comes to sports. And then also on Tuesday, I should be back with some college football 26. I'm hoping within the next week or so, I should be able to get WWE 2K26 for SmackDown Thursdays. But right now, we're looking at NBA 2K26 on Wednesday. I will say this. I played a little bit more of the Out of Bounds, the cinema storyline mode on NBA 2K, and I regret not playing it online. It was some good stuff. It was some really good stuff. I think y'all would have enjoyed it. But I'll fill you in on Wednesday with that, and then SmackDown Thursdays on Thursday as usual. And this week there will be a Retro Saturdays on Saturday. I'm sorry I didn't give you guys one this week. My TV decided to go 1950s on me and showed everything in black and white, so I couldn't exactly. Yeah, it would. I had to turn it off and leave it off overnight before I got my color back. So yeah, but it's an old TV. My mom bought it in '91, and I inherited it from her in not '91, in 2010. And
I'm about to say, damn, bro, you got that's like boob tube for real, my dude.
No, it's a flat screen. She got it in 2010 when they first moved up here to the SAC area. So it is over 16 years old. So if the color's going out, I understand. But anyway, so that's why I didn't do a Retro Saturdays one yesterday, but I will be doing one this upcoming week. And since I'm off for the week outside of Monday and Tuesday morning, actually, by the way, Tuesday is going to be early afternoon. I'm not going to go on until 3 my time, which will be 6 your time, because I have to work in the morning from 6 a.m. to 2. So I'm not going to be out to be able to do my stream for NCAA with the NCAA until 3 o'clock. So so that'll be for Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday. And I might even get in some extra streams because after Wednesday, the school's closed, so I'm off for the rest of the week. So I might get in some extra streams on Wednesday or Thursday. All right, so that's it. That's the complete update for me. A bunch of shit y'all didn't really need to know about, but a bunch of shit that y'all did. So we will see you guys next week. And like I said, join us for the classroom in about an hour and a half. And any last words for them, gentlemen?
Yep.
That's it.
That is it.
Right now.
Hey, are you rating us out? All right.
Yeah, right now to DJ Classics. So let's go.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Enjoy DJ Classics. And hey, probably got some slapping beats going on over there. Oh, and check out last night's KD5P over on 2KK2network.com. Look for the KD5P page. Peace. You look like a happy frozen man there, Saint.
Yeah.
Yeah.